responses and start reading your first story.
Get response.
Hmm.
Oh. It's, so DAT. Am I visible, sir?
यस यस, तुम्हारे पास वो नहीं है क्या बुक जिसमें तुमने लिखा है ये?
सर वो है तो एक्चुअली सर मैं ना वापस जॉब पे आ गया और मैं वो नोटबुक जो है वो घर पे भूल गया सर।
ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं, अभी फोन में ही पढ़ के बताओ।
ठीक है सर, पढ़ के बता रहा हूँ सर।
हम्म।
तो सर ये है मेरी टैट 1।
हाँ।
Ram, a newly appointed senior traffic police inspector, once noticed a man whose vehicle is not properly in working condition, and the driver was making some workable techniques to move the vehicle, thus compromising with the safety. Ram immediately reached to the Ram immediately reached to him and make him aware about the ill effects of those techniques the driver and the public. He also provided a mechanic to get his vehicle repaired and advised him not to do such type of stunts from next time as it can be harmful.
हेलो।
Hello.
तुम्हारी आवाज क्यों कट रही है बीच बीच में? इंटरनेट कनेक्शन स्टेबल नहीं है क्या?
सर है तो सही। अब आ रही है सर?
ठीक है, थोड़ा डिस्टेंस में रख ले। योर फेस इज नॉट विजिबल कंप्लीटली नाउ।
सर
हाँ, तो ऐसे रहना। दिस इज अ गुड स्टोरी, द फर्स्ट वन। इट इज satisfying all the required norms. The introduction, the character you have seen, good observation. He is wearing uniform, so you made him a traffic inspector. And Baki, yes, there was a mechanic repairing some vehicle, so you made that ki some person was trying to move the vehicle without getting repaired, which is not safe generally. Yes, so he called for a mechanic and controlled the traffic, and meanwhile got this repaired and advised him not to do these things. Very good. Like overall, you have tackled the problem well. You have observed the picture very well, and within 4 minutes, if you can come up with this, it shows a lot about you. Very well done. Go to the second one now.
second one sir.
Yes. All these stat stories you will be reading yourself. I'll be only giving you the suggestions because
Okay, sir.
some words which you have written are not clearly legible.
Sir.
Maybe
sir.
because of your handwriting. Actually, it is good only, like better than many other candidates I got. But still, you reading helps me understand better. So I read.
Sure, sir. So, sir, let me start second, sir.
Hmm.
Achal, an MBBS intern practicing in KGMU Medical College, once sitting and enjoying with friends at night, suddenly he got a call from the hospital at an emergency case is there, where a lady is having very severe stomach pain. He excused his friends and immediately rushed to the hospital. On his way to hospital, he also called his senior doctor and informed him about the same. He reached there and tried to control the situation by properly examining the lady. He got appreciation from his senior as well as he learned many things from that case.
Everything else is okay, but one main thing which is not acceptable is clearly that person being pulled on the stretcher is dead because it is completely covered if you observe the picture. So you have made it a lady who is suffering from some stomach pain, and this doctor goes and solves it, which is not a great story. If you observe properly, only a person who is dead is covered like that in any hospital. So you can't make that a sick lady. You need to make that a dead person. So connect your story to some theme of that sort and write another better story. This is not a good one.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Observation and complete input from the picture is very much required. You can't just relate the picture to some situation and write your own story. Your entire story should revolve around that picture. Every detail being seen over there, all that. Otherwise, it is good. All your other things like your communication, your idea generation, the way you have introduced the character, his thoughts and emotions, the action he takes, like he calls the other doctors and informs them beforehand. All that, everything is fine, but you shouldn't have ignored that dead body part. So take care of these things, observe very properly, and then start writing the story. Go to the third
Sure.
one.
So can you please tell me what type of story can be written on this picture? Means it's a
Many
dead body.
things. On a dead body, you can write many things. Some of the other candidates wrote he went to perform an operation. He did his best, but unfortunately, the patient died. Later on, he inquired and saw that that person had donated his organs once he dies. So he completes all those formalities and takes out his organs and performs another surgery where no, these organs are donated to someone else. वो एक theme था. In some other case, some neighbor ka father या grandfather has expired and they don't have any support. They are tensed and don't know what to do. So he goes there, consoles them, calls for an ambulance, takes that body to the hospital, gets the postmortem report done, and फिर वो सब जो rituals होती है, he gives emotional support to them and does. ऐसे लिख सकते हो, बहुत है. You can think of 100 ways to write a story. These are two latest stories I read on the same picture, so I've just told you that. तुम बाकी बहुत लिख सकते हो. It's up to you.
ठीक है सर, आगे से ध्यान रखूंगा सर.
Go to the third one now.
Okay. So the third one is Ranjan, a son of a track repairer in Indian Railways, has a zeal to crack UPSC and become DSTE in Indian Railways. By seeing his father's hard field work, he motivated himself and started preparing for UPSC by following a proper timetable and taking good mentorship from an experienced person. During time of his preparation, whenever his morale got down, he used to go with his father, and by seeing him working in a very tough condition, he got boosted up and preparation carried out in the previous flow. His father was, means I want to say his father was, so that's it sir. यहीं तक सर लिख पाया था, बाकी टाइम ओवर हो गया था सर.
So you could not complete the story basically.
No sir, no sir.
बाकी सब ठीक है. Your observation is good. People are working on this railway track, so you made one of them as this main character's father. Usually, your endeavor should be to pick a character which is seen inside the picture, but otherwise also it's okay. You have taken this character Ranjan, who is preparing for some railway job outside of the picture, and that scene is properly blended. Like you come and see the hard work they are doing and get motivation from that to prepare harder. All that is good, but not completing the story is unacceptable. You should always complete. Like, what should have been your conclusion? Like, tell me. Your voice was stuck when you were saying his father was. What was the end statement?
Sir, at final he was preparing very hard, and his father was very supportive. He used to support him regularly, and finally he got his, aim.
He cleared the exam and became this
Yeah.
DST. What is DST? I don't know.
It's a divisional section and telecom engineer, sir.
अच्छा. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
engineering department.
Nice. तो वो IAS ऑफिसर्स बनते हैं क्या?
हाँ सर, वो यूपीएससी क्लियर करके सर इंडियन इंजीनियरिंग सर्विसेज के जो एग्जाम
हाँ वही
होता है
तो.
उसके.
IAS is Indian Engineering Services. Okay.
सर प्लीज.
Cool. This is a good story overall, but completion हमेशा करना.
ओके सर, ओके.
My Hindi is weak, so forgive me for that.
Sir, no issues. It's actually it's good thing for me. I need to speak more and more English so that my communication skills will got well, sir.
चलो, go to the fourth one now.
Okay, sir. So fourth one is, sir, like Rahul, an MBA graduate, once noticed a job vacancy in the newspaper. He applied for the job and got shortlisted for the interview. He started preparation for the same by making a proper plan. He revised all his core subjects, basics, and also interacted with some of his seniors to get some useful information. He also, no, wait for a second, sir. He also polished his communication skills, uh, and on the D-Day went for the interview with confidence, cleared that, and got sense of achievement, sir.
What was the picture shown here? Do
Sir,
you
picture.
remember?
There was one person sitting. It's like an interview, sir. It was like just.
I don't think so. This was a picture where I think there was one lady. This person had come and met some kind of an interview theme only, I guess. Behind there was a plate on which managing director was written. That picture. Wait. Let me just open up the question paper then.
Okay, sir, okay.
You also open up if you have.
Sir?
If you have the dossier, the PPT I gave you, just open it up.
So give me 2 minutes. मेरा laptop अंदर से open है.
And this something is covering your screen. What is this thing?
Sorry, sir. Oh, okay. It's
Uh,
actually it's a it's a mosquito net, sir.
अच्छा मेरे पीछे भी है. This thing which you see is a mosquito net.
Sorry, sir. लैपटॉप ले आता हूँ सर, एक सेकंड.
कोई नहीं, रुको रुको, मैं ही खोल रहा हूँ. रिलैक्स. Okay, I'll look at that picture. Till then, start reading the next story.
Okay, sir. Wait, sir. So it's fifth, sir.
Hmm.
Rustam and his friends working in different companies and planned a meetup. They met up at his friend's house, whose son, who has one son. Due to Rustam's funny nature, he used to have fun with the friend's son, and suddenly one of his friends lightened up a cigarette. He immediately told him to throw that cigarette, and also gestured him to not do such habits in front of that small boy. By smiling, he also explained the boy about the ill effects of the smoking. He explained the consequences in a very funny and a very familiar manner. Child got understood, and the man who lightened up a cigarette felt sorry to that boy.
Very good. Excellent story. Perfectly taking into consideration all the points shown. There's a
Thank you,
little
sir.
boy and there is some person smoking, and they're chilling out, like usually what they're doing, like maybe playing cards or something. They're playing cards. So very good. Very nice story. Next.
Thanks, sir. Next one is Raghav, a 12th class student, has his exams over and waiting for the result. When the result declared, he was very upset as he got only passing marks in his favorite subject instead of having so much of preparation. His mom and sister pacified him and motivated him to give back a paper for the same subject. He understood, filled the form, analyzed his previously done mistakes, worked upon them, and cleared the examination with a good score.
Okay. Your English can be improved. It is not instead of, it is in spite of.
Sir, in spite of.
Your English is otherwise good. You are speaking very well. Maybe at the heat of the moment while you are writing at that high speed, you might have missed such small things. It's all right, but do not do those mistakes. Try
Okay,
to
sir.
be perfect in spite of having time constraint.
Okay, sir.
Good. This story is also otherwise very good.
Okay,
Go
sir.
on. Go on.
Now it's seventh. Seventh is Raman, an advocate, once enjoying the walk with his friend when he saw a crowd surrounded a person. He immediately reached there and got to know that a truck driver mistakenly hit a street light, and thus crowd wants him to get punished. He pacified the crowd and pleased them to hear driver once. After driver accepted his mistake, he requested public to not torture him as he is admitting his mistake. Raman called traffic police and explained the matter to the police, and police charged a fine to the driver.
Okay. All this is good. Again, your English needs a little tweaking. He pacified the crowd and pleased them to hear the driver. Doesn't make any sense. Pacify is something you do to a person who is sad. Like if your friend is sad, he's crying, you go and pacify him or you console him. That is the meaning of that word. Here it doesn't suit. And he pleased them to hear the driver. Nahi. He requested them to hear the driver or he convinced them to hear the driver, something of that sort. You can't please someone. Pleasing is impressing, na?
Sir.
You please your girlfriend or you please your parents by doing something good. Requesting the and ask saying please is not actually pleasing.
Sir,
There's a
sir,
difference.
sir.
So doesn't suit here. Baki, this is also a very good story. You took into consideration everything. the theme, and overall a very good story, like perfectly
Thanks.
suiting the picture.
I'll work upon it, sir.
Your English and your presentation has been the only negative I could find till now. Let's see if you have any other negatives once we go through. Go
Sir,
on.
sir. Now, eighth. Abhishek has his younger brother studying in 12th class, having his board exams near. But his brother was very tensed as his notes was there with one of his friends who cannot come to give notes back to him as he was ill. Abhishek decided to go and get back the notes as the next day was his brother's exam. Amidst stormy weather, he went his brother's friend's house, got the notes, and get back to home. He also helped him by explaining some topics to his brother, and his brother went prepared well for the examination.
ठीक है. So this was the picture where one boy is coming in some rough weather condition.
Miss Tommy, yes, sir.
It was my stormy weather. Okay, acceptable. Very well written.
Thank you, sir.
Good. Like for this, yeah, nice. Go to the next story.
Thank you, sir. Okay. Ninth one is Anmol, a local guide working in a tourism company, have a hobby to explore new places and learn about the about the places historically and geographically. He used to take his customers on best sites and also give unique and interesting information about that place to them. In his spare time, he used to reach and gather more information about different tourism places and delivers the same to the customers. Because of his unique speciality, every tourist get impressed by the Anmol, which gives him sense of happiness.
Same here also. Your grammar needs a little improvement. Impressed by Anmol, not by impressed by the Anmol. And
Sir.
in some other place also, I could find one or two grammatical errors. Those you can improve gradually. Not a problem. Otherwise, there's also a very good story. Overall, all the requirements are fulfilled. Next
Okay,
one.
sir. Yes, sir. So 10th one is sir. Raghav, a software engineer, got his wife seriously ill one day. He immediately took her to the hospital and took care of her. He also informed his boss about the same and got leave. After 2 days, doctor discharged his wife and told Raghu to take best care of her. Raghu used to cut fruits for her at regular intervals, gave her medicine doses on time, and also used to entertain her by making her listen songs sung by himself and stories. After a few days, his wife became fit and fine, and Raghu joined his job again.
Okay, like everything is good. It's a perfect story, but one thing which does not no satisfy me is if you look at the picture, the person is clearly holding the knife, pointing, like
Sir.
somewhat thinking of attacking her. Or usually, while cutting vegetables, you don't hold the knife like this.
Sir.
Basic logic. And that woman is sleeping, and he is still holding that knife. Usually, if you are cutting fruits for someone or if you are feeding them, you are interacting, and that woman should be awake or something like that. Or there are other inferences you can find from this. And the dressing of that person also looks like, by his face also you can see maybe he might be a thief, or he might be someone who has come to commit murder or something of that sort. I would think that as soon as I see this picture, why did you have to make this a completely simple thing instead of taking the emergency situation shown in the picture? Like, did you have any things in mind कि मुझे positive story ही लिखना है, and this murder or theft, all these things might be avoided? Did you think of that and do, or that was the natural response you got?
Honestly speaking, ऐसा था sir कि
हाँ,
we
तो
have to
वो नहीं होना चाहिए. Those misconceptions you have to get rid of first. There is nothing positive or negative in your thinking. Whatever is coming out, if you put it naturally, that is a positive response for the psychologist. If you put anything fake like this, that is a negative thing. Simple. The best you can do is write your immediate response, which comes as soon as you see a word, as soon as you see an SRT question, or when you see this TAT picture. Your first natural response, and in TAT, the first responses get combined. Like when you see the character, what emotions you think of, and when you see the details in the picture, what kind of theme you think of, and how you create the action, everything is generating inside your brain. So you should not tweak that based on some faltu tips you have got on the internet, or some guys have suggested you. Do not follow that. It is always taken as negative. It backfires. So do not do these mistakes, because I see this common thing. Even in the second story, you have neglected the dead body. Here
Sir.
you have neglected this emergency situation. So clearly you have come with some preconceived mindset कि ऐसे ऐसे pictures में मैं ऐसे ऐसे लिखूंगा. That is the best thing I can do to impress the psychologist. ऐसे कुछ, there is clearly something in your brain. So that shouldn't be. It's a very wrong approach. So these things you must avoid.
Okay, sir. Okay. Fine, sir.
Go to the next one. This story is not acceptable.
Okay,
This
sir.
Go to the next one now.
So 11th one is Pranjal, a graduate, made a plan to start a small scale business. He shared plan with his businessman friends and took his businessman friend and took his good advice. He got to know about the pros and cons of the business from his friend, how much money should be required, etc. After getting know about all the things, he made changes in his plan and started a business under his friend's guidance. After some time, his business started going well and he became very happy and thankful to his friend.
Nice. There are two people sitting across a table and talking something. So you made it like one person is talking about his business plan to his friend, and they started off with his friend's guidance. He raised money and later on became happy and successful. Good. A very good story overall.
Okay,
Go
sir.
to the blank picture ka story now.
So,
Last one.
so, so blank picture was like Abhinav, a student of class 12, live in a small room on rent with his family of four members. His father was a driver, and because of not having much money, he also used to give coaching to the students to earn some money to help his father. By managing multiple things at a time and sacrificing his comfort, after 5 years of hard work, his he and his father's hard work paid off, and he got selected for the officer entry in the Indian Armed Forces. Every sorry His relatives appreciated his family's efforts and gave full credit of his success to his family.
Okay. So is this story somewhat related to you? Do you stay in a small room on rent with your four family members? Something relatable?
Completely relatable, sir.
Like,
Plus,
is
the
this your
thing.
own story which you have written with a imaginary character?
Sorry, sir.
So this Abhinav, which you have mentioned, he is actually Akshat Mishra, and you
Yes,
have
sir.
written a story on this character.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Nice. That is how your blank story should be. Like, it is preferred that you write something very relatable to you or your own story.
Sir.
So yes, you have worked very hard in your past, and you are looking to become an officer. All this is, you are clearly communicating this to the psychologist. You are saying outright, "Ki, ha, this is me," and because your PIQ is with him, so he'll definitely know what your background is, and all this is just adding to it. So very good. These kind of stories are very desirable in the 12th slide.
Thank you, sir.
Nice. Let's go to VATs now. And the first thing I noticed here is you haven't numbered. In the
Yes, sir.
actual paper, there will be numbers, so you don't need to do it there. But here you should have done, because I cannot make out for which word you have written what. I have to randomly check. Like, I have to take one TAT picture. There are some words which can be related to that picture, so I should evaluate accordingly. It is not
Sir, it
like a
must.
answer paper where I have some ideal response sheet and I take your sheet and just verify and tick. Psychology assessment ऐसे नहीं होता. I have to have the specific number of this VAT. उसके associated कुछ SRTs होंगे, उनसे related एक TAT picture होगा. It will be something of that sort. So this was a turn off for me कि there was no numbering. That will not happen in the main SSB, so no issues. Now continuously read all your VAT responses one by one. Don't stop, just
Okay.
keep reading.
Okay, sir. Hard work can make people achieve anything. Success requires sacrifice. Blunt knife has a great area of contact. Meditation cures anger. Polite person
Okay, sir.
appreciated.
What do you mean by blunt knife has great area of contact?
Sorry, actually, sir, it's not great. It's a large area of content actually.
मतलब
मतलब सर वो जो एरिया ऑफ कॉन्टेक्ट सर होता है ना कि P is equals to F by A. So pressure is
okay.
inversely proportional to the area.
All
So
that I know. Understood. Like you can hold the knife easily like this. तुम तो वो sharp end को easily पकड़ सकते हो if it is blunt. And if it is sharp, because the area is lesser, there will be force applied and it will cut your this thing. Oh, मैं समझ गया. But in that one sentence, can you convey that entire meaning?
no.
Can any normal person who is reading this,
Nobody
understand
will
what you are trying to
understand.
say?
Yes,
To
sir.
make it simpler,
So,
knife में कितने sentences लिख सकते हो तुम? You should give
what?
one idea or the first response which comes to your brain when you see that word. Naturally, was that the first response which you got? Like knife सुनते ही, did you think of हाँ ये सब logical aspect? नहीं ना, तो why did you have to write this? Tell me the logic behind it. नहीं, you wanted to avoid writing something negative or what you call as negative ऐसे कुछ?
हाँ सर ऐसा कुछ लगा था कि लाइफ से मतलब
तो यार तुम लोग इतने misconceptions लेके बैठे हो यार.
सर
ठीक
सच
है.
में बहुत ज्यादा misconception है सर पर यही दूर करना है सर.
Nothing is positive or negative यार. If you see a knife, there are 1,000 things you can think of. उसमें जो first response आती है वो लिख लेना है बस. Every person is a positive person at heart. इतना pessimist कोई नहीं होता कि हर चीज में रोना करूंगा. I'll write all sad things. If that is the case, then it will be evident. तुम ऐसे नहीं हो. You are naturally good. Then why are you not writing your first responses? You cannot fake it in front of a psychologist. Let me tell you, you cannot. No matter how well you think you have trained, you have faked it perfectly in all the tests, and you have shown perfectly what you are still unable to do that. Like I can tell that with confidence. I have seen many candidates like you, and
सर
there
सर
are very experienced psychologists who become assessors. So don't try this. You have a very good chance. Otherwise, why are you, मतलब, consciously fucking up those chances yourself?
ओके सर. I'll
This
not do.
third one, this blunt knife wala sentence I won't take. Baki, good. Continue.
Okay, sir. So it's meditation cures anger. Polite
Hmm.
person appreciated by all.
Hmm.
Conditional sentences have if person's
Hmm.
character is identified by his habits.
Hmm.
Lucky are those who have zeal to do something.
Hmm.
Accident can be prevented by focus. Avoiding bad company is great.
Hmm.
Exercise keeps the body fit. Now I left the word which is them.
So you didn't know the meaning?
No, sir.
Okay, कोई बात नहीं. If you don't know the meaning, this is what you can do. You can just write the word and leave it empty.
Sir.
Nice. Go on.
Next one is loving job makes it easier. Sex
Hmm.
hormone is testosterone. Actually,
Hmm.
testosterone is a sex hormone. I wrote it
I
as
know. Continue.
sir. Sorry. Loyal friend never leaves you.
Hmm.
Keeping moral always high is a good thing.
Hmm.
Murder music, murder movie songs are very good.
This is what keeping moral always high is a wrong statement. Keeping morale high is okay. And spelling of moral is morale. What was the word shown? Moral or moral? Hello?
Am I audible, sir?
Audible now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What was the word? Was it moral or moral?
Sir, I think it was moral.
MORALE?
It was MORAL.
MORAL, na? So this is not the apt sentence for it.
Sir.
You can write many other things. Regular moral stories, moral courage,
Values like
moral
that.
activities, moral deeds. इतने कुछ लिख सकते हो, but this is not the meaning. Morale
Okay.
can be kept high. That is different. Soldiers' morale is always high. That's a different meaning. Okay, go on. Next.
Okay.
This is also bad. What
Which
did
one, sir?
you think when this word came? Murder. You thought it's a negative thing, so I shouldn't write. I'll just make it a movie, huh?
So I repeated the same thing, sir. I avoided those negative things.
हाँ तो वही. This is one
Mistakes.
common mistake which I've found in all, like TAT,
Yes.
अभी तक WAT में भी. You can't neglect a stimulus given. Like जो भी नेगेटिव है उसको ड्रामा बना दूंगा या उसको मूवी बना दूंगा या अवॉइड करके कुछ और ही लिख दूंगा. Wrong approach.
So means whatever is coming in your mind, the first thing you have to write, right?
Yes, you have to write the first thing which comes to mind. That is when you can actually give the maximum input about your personality to the psychologist. Naturally, if you are good, only good things will be shown. Although you write negative things, like let's say, क्या होता है? Like when some word like murder is shown, what do you write? Like tell your first natural response now if I say murder. क्या आती है दिमाग में?
Murder.
हाँ.
Sir, ऐसे में blank हो जाता हूँ, sir. Nothing.
Blank क्यों ना है? Murder is a severe crime. No, murder is not an ethical thing to do. कुछ भी लिखो. Murder word बोलते ही like there are 100 thoughts which can come to you. Blank क्यों हो जाते हो? Because you have that in mind. कि it is something negative. मुझे वो लिखना नहीं है. That clutter has filled up your natural response. So you have to get rid of these misconceptions you have. The first thought which comes to your mind when you look at a word, write that. It is always a good response only. Every response is good. There is nothing called negative thing, or there's nothing called wrong response. Human brain is a very complex subject.
So,
Whatever comes to mind, just write it. That is your job. That will only increase your chances of recommendation. Not doing all these stunts. Next one, anxious. What happened? No time, or you avoided purposefully?
sir, in that period of time, I was not able to think any sentence on this word, sir.
You could not think.
In those 10 seconds, sir, I was not able to think any
मतलब
sentence.
यही like this murder or any other difficult मतलब kind of negative wala words which you call. Anxious is also something like that. So you just went blank, is it?
What should I
Or
say?
say like looking at anxious, you didn't get any thought. Yeah, say you stop thinking.
Sir, anxious word आया जब तक मैं को सोच पाता, immediately the next word appears and I left those
अच्छा,
that word.
okay. Like anxious word देखते ही तुम खुद anxious हो गए, हाँ?
Something like that, sir.
Next one. Okay. Mother is loved by all. Chalo, okay. Average quality. What is this one country, one religion? Very controversial thing to say. Tell me logic. Hello?
Sir.
You tell me what came to your mind when you wrote this. One country, one religion.
So one
You
country,
want to kick
one
out all
religion.
Muslims and Christians from India?
It's a stupid sentence, sir, I know.
No, stupid sentence. No, it's a good sentence only because that is your brain saying.
Sir,
Tell me
मेरा
what came
मतलब
to
ये
your
था
mind.
कि
The
yes,
word
sir.
was country. The word which was shown was country. Immediately when country was shown, you thought कि one country, one religion होनी चाहिए. ऐसे नहीं चलेगा. So there are some experiences which you've had, which maybe you might have hatred towards other religions. क्या है? Like, what is your psyche telling? Tell
सर
me
जैसे
naturally. Tell me
कि
the truth.
क्या होता है ना सर, इन इंडिया कोई हिंदू कह रहा है, कोई मुस्लिम कह रहा है, कोई क्रिश्चियन कह रहा है, तो जस्ट लाइक दैट वी ऑल आर इंडियंस. So our religion is just India. So like that, sir.
So in your statement, does that get conveyed? One country, one religion. बोल के, can you say this thing what you have in mind? You should have expressed it properly at least. Like we are all belonging to the same country regardless of our religion, or we are a secular country. इतना कुछ लिख सकते थे. That to a simple statement. Why did you write one country, one religion? It is like saying all these controversial statements which the government is making these days. So not at all acceptable. Like this one statement could have fucked up your chance of getting recommended. Do you know that?
Sir.
If you are not a open-minded person, if you are not a secular guy, you cannot survive in the defense forces. We are all a family here. You know that, right? You'll be celebrating Eid also. You'll be celebrating Christmas also. You'll be celebrating Deepavali also.
Sir.
So this one statement was suddenly, on my brain ki boom, ye kya likh diya.
Sir.
Take care of these kind of, responses.
From next time, sir, I'll not do these
हाँ
things.
next हाँ next भी ऐसे ही कुछ चुतिया बगिया तूने. What is this? Bomb blast is a very tasty candy. अच्छा, like for a bomb you did Candy Crush का game, huh?
नहीं सर, एक्चुअली एक टॉफी का नाम था सर.
What?
So it's a name of a candy, sir.
What? Bomb blast?
Bomb blast, yeah.
Okay, it's some flavor ऐसे कुछ.
Yeah, that, like that, sir.
Will a psychologist know this when you write? You tell me. Like bomb is a very simple word. Why do you have to? Okay, you are avoiding that जानबूझ के. जैसे तुमने knife avoid किया, murder avoid किया.
Yes. वही
You are
मैंने
avoiding.
ब्लंट कर रखा है. Yes, sir.
So you shouldn't avoid these words. Let me tell you, like this, you'll definitely not get recommended with this paper. Simple. Only if you write your natural responses, whatever comes to mind, and you give input of all your psychological, whatever things you have, like emotions, ambitions, goals, previous experiences, everything comes out. Overall, tomorrow psych paper analyze karke. So if you are completely masking away some areas of your personality by doing these kind of stupid things, then clearly you will not get recommended. Because some areas could not be assessed only. So if there is some doubt regarding you, they cannot give you another test to reconfirm. Na? Whatever they have given, it's a complete test, and you have only purposefully not shown some sides of you. So whose mistake is it? Yours. So the system is very clear that you will not get recommended. There are some areas of your personality which could not be judged. So if it cannot be judged, if there is no clarity that yeah, this person is eligible to become an officer, it's a reject only. So there are no chances of you getting recommended with this paper. By masking your personality, that's a very bad thing. Like even if there are some mistakes, there are some wrong things in your brain, or there are some areas of improvement, all that is acceptable because we are all humans and all these are common. But consciously masking your personality and trying to fake your way into the system is heavily penalized. So do not try this stunt. Overall, like otherwise, you are a very good candidate. Like your paper was completely seen by me, and all other areas of your thinking I could make out. But this was a very big red flag. The straight, rejection from a psychologist.
So,
So the next time you write, take care of all these things I'm telling. Rest of the words I just saw, it's fine. Bodybuilding is a great sport. Determination allows people do anything. Every religion has equal respect. See, here you have written something positive. Like you are a secular person. It comes out here, but we never know. You have written some controversial thing and then trying to cover it up here. Who knows? Uh, Never leave opportunity to have fun. Okay. Roundtable conference was held. What is this? Roundtable conference was held in past.
actually, it's a term related to history, sir. I forgot the year. I was also trying to mention the year, but there was one roundtable conference. Sir.
Acha, these before independence, first roundtable conference, second roundtable conference.
Yes,
ये चीज़ है.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The word was stable, simple. Why did you have to write some historical fact on it? And usually you need to avoid facts and general statements. You know that.
Okay, sir.
Avoid writing facts. Write ideas. Write responses. Write the thoughts which come to your mind. Not facts. Facts are showing your knowledge, not your personality. You should show your personality only in all the TATs, all the WATs, all the SRTs, and your SD. Your personality is only being seen. So give that to the psychologist. Do not give facts. बाकी भी ठीक है. Again, what is this? Holiday is your favorite movie. Who wants?
Really.
Like, what
Sir,
does that tell about you?
I made really, I did blunder, sir.
So you should not
Man,
write about you like मुझे ये पसंद है, मुझे वो पसंद है. Your opinions are not going to matter. Your facts, your history, your general knowledge does not matter. So avoid these things. like this may show some other quality of you. Like Holiday is a army based movie na, so it may show that you are motivated. Or you could have written Holiday is a movie which inspired many civilians to join the army. It made the public aware of the difficult army life, or how well trained the army personnel are. There are many things you can write based on that movie only. But this is not how you should frame it. Like Holiday is my favorite movie, usse kya milta hai? Like, has it inspired you to join the army? Then yes, maybe you can write that. But yeah, I didn't like this. बाकी ठीक थे. Never withdraw. uh, what is this never withdraw amount from funds? मतलब फिक्स डिपॉजिट से या कुछ सेविंग्स जो तुमने कर रखा है उससे डोंट विथड्रॉ, कीप
Yes, sir.
देम सेफ.
Yes, sir. That's right. That's right.
ओके, बट यू शुड मेक इट क्लियर. Cooperation is a good deed. Okay. Honesty to work is above all. Attempting mocks increases. What is this? Increase business.
Wait, sir. Wait, sir. Wait, sir. Which one, sir?
Last page, third one.
Last page, third one. Right, sir. Excellent, sir.
Okay.
Attempting mocks increase preciseness, sir.
Preciseness. Okay, okay.
Yes.
हाँ, precise. E के बाद C कहाँ है?
Preciseness.
तो
Okay,
वो
I
पता
missed
है
the C,
मुझे.
sir.
E and C
Sir,
दोनों लिखा
sir,
है
sir.
वहाँ.
Sir, sir, sir. Sorry,
So
sir.
don't do these silly errors here. Let's go to SRT. WTs, otherwise they were good only. Most of them were good, but these things which you have done to, avoid certain words and completely do what you want in those, not acceptable. Otherwise they were good. SRTs, made a plan, make multiple friends, a lot of work to friend, organize a program. Okay. Will take loan from bank, repay installments. Yeah. SRT is a very conscious test. You can tweak your responses. You can write anything. It is a not very well scored examination. Your personality is mainly seen in TATs, a little bit in WATs to confirm, and SRT is the final confirmation. Like, solid. So
Okay,
SRT
sir.
is not that important test which gives you, the maximum score. So no matter how well you write, that is not your subconscious response or your unconscious response. It is coming from your brain. So you can easily get trained on SRTs. Like तुम coaching academies जाके you can learn all the responses to common SRTs asked in SSBs and go write the same things. It is very easy to do that. So SRTs are not telling about your personality naturally, but they are confirming some other aspects which have been observed in other tests. So write your natural responses only here. Put yourself in the shoe of that person and write what you would have done. Don't write ideal responses or don't write officer like responses. Yes, sir,
Sure,
matlab
sir.
na, write your response. Like
Sure,
what
sir.
you would have done had you been in that place. So looking at all your SRTs, they looked ideal, but I don't know whether तुम सही में वो करोगे या actually तुम मतलब सारे ideal responses लिख रहे हो. तुम बताओ
Yeah,
like.
SRTs with sir, I did the same thing. Whatever the situation was, I just put myself on that situation and then I reacted, sir.
Then you are a good candidate because if
Thanks.
all these responses were your natural responses, then you have a good personality.
In
So,
some responses, I thought for 5 to 10 seconds, and then I wrote the responses. But
हाँ तो in those 10 seconds, what were you thinking? Like, हाँ ये लिखूंगा तो क्या सोचेंगे? वो सोचा ना? That thought
sir,
should be completely avoided.
yeah, sir, in some SRTs, I honestly speaking, I thought about that.
तो वो
But
सोचना नहीं
in
है.
some SRTs, I just utter the जो मेरे मन में आया सर, जैसा I just put myself on that situation and वो मैंने लिखा सर.
The best thing you can do is shut down your brain completely. Do not think anything of these sort कि assessor क्या सोचेगा? Like क्या लिखूंगा तो मेरे chances बढ़ेंगे? What are some tips and tricks I should follow? You shut your brain from all these.
फाइनल फीडबैक में सर कुछ क्वेश्चंस है सर मेरे मेरे वो मैं करूंगा सर जब आप
Just
फाइनल
write the
फीडबैक
first
देंगे सर.
response that comes. That is the best you can do. तुम ये preparation सब बाहर कर सकते हो. Like आके you can see like what you have written and फिर analyze करके you can think कि हाँ ये नहीं करना था, next time I'll improve. All that is outside the test. while sitting there you don't have time to think only.
Sir,
इसीलिए
sir.
उतना टाइट बनाया उसको टेस्ट को. That is when you give your natural responses out. नहीं तो they could
Yes.
have given 1 hour more time and made you write all the fake sentences. No, time constraint एक purpose से रखा हुआ है. So
Sir,
serve that purpose. Do not try to be over smart, and within that time only I'll think and I'll try to fake it through. Don't do all those things. And 13th you have left. Why?
wait, sir. 13th. Sir, I forgot the situation actually. What was the
मैं
situation?
बता रहा हूँ.
Sir,
I'll
बता
make
दीजिए
it
please.
different. As a secretary of college student union, you firstly dash.
As a secretary of college student union, sir, कुछ समझ नहीं आया सर इसमें मुझे honestly.
अच्छा, like secretary of college student union is the student union leader. क्या करता है union leader college में? एक न्यूज़ में देखा होगा all these student union leaders क्या करते हैं? Usually at college level, what does a student leader do? Can't think of anything.
No, sir.
ठीक है. There are many things you can write here. See, I'll give you some examples.
Sure.
Student union का if someone is the head, first you will float out a Google form for everyone to fill their grievances, or you'll publicize ki this is my contact and anyone can come with their grievances anytime, and I'll put this across to the college management and try to get it rectified. As he can make an announcement, or he can just arrange a meeting to thank them for electing him, and he may promise what all things he'll be carrying out during his tenure. Many things like college student union ka secretary, if you become, the first thing you can do, there are tons of things you can think of. So thoda सोच के write these kind of responses.
Sure, sir.
Leaving a SRT is not good because it shows many things about you.
Okay, sir.
Attempt something, like write anything, but do not leave completely. Like 13th you have left, you haven't written anything. मतलब तुम्हें कुछ सोच ही नहीं आया, you went blank in that situation. So सही में if some situation comes where you are supposed to lead a group, like college के secretary है, in the future you are made to take some position of responsibility, तुम्हें पता ही नहीं है क्या करना है, you are getting lost. So naturally that is the input I am getting as a psychologist looking at this.
Sir.
So you should not avoid any situations, you should go face it, do whatever you can, but write कि ये करूँगा. ठीक है.
ठीक है सर जरूर.
And even 34th you have left. Let me see the question.
Yes sir, 34th also.
34 is you are at home and dacoits have reached at your apartment and start looting you. इसमें भी तुम blank हो गई हो या पता नहीं चला क्या लिखना है?
सर एक बार फिर से सिचुएशन रिपीट करेंगे क्या प्लीज?
You are at home and dacoits have reached at your apartment and started looting you dash.
सर इसमें
क्या
ब्लैंक तो
करोगे
नहीं.
at
सर
your
नेचुरल
home?
रिस्पांस ये सर
At your home only, suppose there are some thieves who have come, they are beginning to loot. क्या करोगे at that time?
Sir, that time if the number of thieves will be greater, then I'll just surrender. और फिर बाद में I'll
surrender, they are not attacking you, they have come and they are looting. Read the sentence properly. You are at home, dacoits have reached your apartment and they have started looting. They have not attacked you. क्या करोगे?
Sir, I'll not do any action in front of them, and when they leave, I'll inform the police about the same.
So when what is your logic here? When they are looting your home, you will let them take everything and then you will inform the police. You will not do anything on the spot.
सर अगर थोड़ा सा ज्यादा बोल दो तो वो हेरोइक रिस्पांस हो जाता है सर कि हीरो की तरह एक्ट कर रहे हो. So like
what is this thinking here? What response you do, what the psychologist will think, वो तुम्हें क्यों सोचना है? You tell me the answer now. मैं बताऊंगा मैं क्या सोच रहा हूँ वो सुन के.
सर वैसे तो ये होगा कि मैं काउंटर करूंगा सर.
Kaise? You will go and hit them with a cricket bat or something, or you will shout at them and shoo them away. Yeah, you will call neighbors, or you will call 100. Yeah, there are 100 things you can do. What will you do? What all things will you do? Tell me.
Sir, first of all, I'll immediately go and hit the thief. First thing. Second thing, I'll lock all the doors, and with this, I'll call my neighbors
Huh?
for the help.
तो यही लिखना है. This is a good response. When someone has come and he is looting your home, what will you do? You will either no lock every exit and start attacking them, or if you are a tactful person, you will just make sure कि you will call police immediately, and by the time they leave, already police should be here, or you will call all the neighbors and इकट्ठा करके you will overpower the thieves. Many things you can write, or a combination of all these things. Like मैं पहले सबको inform कर लूंगा and make them surround my house. फिर I'll attack them, or I'll open my doors and make everyone come inside and catch these thieves. Anything. There are so many things you can do. वो लिखना होता है. Why are you avoiding these kind of easy responses? This is not some dilemmic situation also. Like ऐसे situation अगर कोई आया तो one senior is telling you to do a particular operation, and another senior comes and tells you to not follow this plan and follow a different plan. उस टाइम पे तुम क्या करोगे? That's a dilemma situation कि यार पता नहीं चल रहा है, ये भी सही है, ये भी सही है, क्या करना है? But this is a very simple situation where there is a clear path. You need to take a decision here. अगर तुम इसी में कुछ बोल नहीं पा रहे हो तो ऐसे situations कैसे tackle करोगे जिसमें there are no right decisions? All decisions are correct, and in that you should choose the best one. You are going to become an officer. Decision making on the go is the hallmark quality of you. If you become one, if you are lacking in that, then you cannot expect to get recommended at all. SRT is important that way. Your responses to certain tough situations are being checked. How you react to certain ambiguous situations thrown at you, it is being seen. So you cannot show that you are this kind of a person. बाकी ठीक थे. You had attempted 36. Your SD was also fairly good. वही presentation was not good. तुमने overwrite किया एक दो जगहों पे, and overall like writing style also, like proper line follow करना and present it well. SD is something you already prepare and go ना, तो उसमें क्यों ये overwriting ये सब? Just write properly. बस बाकी सब इतने ही थे. I've told you many things. You need to improve.
So what is the final feedback? Means
वही बोल रहा हूँ ना, you are not recommended.
Sorry, sir.
You are not recommended. This is the final verdict. And I have told you why also throughout this conversation. And this will be recorded and it will be with you. So go through it again and rectify all your mistakes, whatever I have told you till now, and come up with a better performance next time.
Sure, sir. I'll do my best.
Okay. Or कुछ any
And
doubts
sir,
you have?
means how can I improve these things, sir?
So वही बोल रहा हूँ ना, write your natural response, first thing which comes to mind, without having all these preconceived nonsense you have in your mind. Get rid of all of them. It takes time. It
Don't
doesn't
think
take
about the
5 days.
outcome.
You can write now and write all your natural responses. It is easy. You're otherwise a very good candidate, I'm telling you now. Only you are trying to fake certain things, or you are trying to avoid certain things, because of which some qualities are not being seen
So
adequately.
the main thing is I'm thinking about the outcome. Okay, how a psychologist will think
वही
if
है
I
ना, that
write this.
be
So
done.
I have to avoid this, sir. Right.
You should think only about the process, only about the situation thrown at you, not the outcome or what will happen if I do this. That is not your job.
Okay, sir. And
Giving all your inputs to the
sir,
psychologist, to the GTO, to the interview. That is your job. Performing at the best version of yourself, being the best of yourself throughout these 5 days. That is the only job you'll do during the SSB.
sir.
Nothing else.
Okay, sir.
Was
Sure.
anything else you want to know?
No, sir. Thank you so much for this, sir.
Okay, man. It's my pleasure. I hope you'll improve upon all these things and come up with a better performance next time.
For sure, sir. So when will be the next psych assessment will be done, sir?
You can do it anytime. If you want another paper, I'll give you.
Okay, sir. I need 2 days, sir. After 2 days, I'll give one more psych assessment, sir.
ठीक है, prepare well and give me a better response this time.
Sure, sir. Sure, for sure, sir.
Okay, man. Take
Thank
care.
you so much.
Bye.
Thanks. Jai Hind. Jai Hind, sir.
Jai Hind, buddy. I'll stop recording now.
Sir.